Look at this. That's what we're about to make. Easy and delicious. Today, I wanted to do a neat little recipe for you. This is something Mom used to do for me when I was a little kid. You know, when I was young, like so many little kids, she couldn't get me to eat my vegetables the way I really should be. And she wanted to do something to make it more interesting. And she did what we do to many foods. She put a sauce with it. Just that simple. A simple cheese sauce. We're doing cheese and broccoli, and it is so basic and easy. Now, you know, when it comes to dressing up our vegetables and stuff, I can say that cheese sauces, one of my favorite. I know they appeal to a lot of people. And with broccoli, well, for some reason, it's kind of like cheese and broccoli soup. It just works. So today I'm gonna cook up some broccoli, not a whole lot. We're gonna make a very simple, basic cheese sauce. And this is gonna be an already pre-thickened cheese sauce. It uses a white sauce, starting with a roux. And so we're just gonna make a very simple, basic sauce and put it with our steamed broccoli. Nothing more difficult than that. All right, I have 2 pots right here. I have all of my ingredients. So let's take a look at what I'm starting with, and then we'll get on with making this. Come on over. The ingredients that I have for my broccoli here is going to be simple. You're going to be cooking up however much broccoli you cook. The sauce that I am making today starts with 1/8 of a cup of flour, and we're using 2 tablespoons of butter. I have those in my pot already. A little pinch of salt. On the cheese, you're going to use anywhere from about 4 to 6 ounces of cheese. And I'm starting with 1 cup of heavy cream. So this is going to give us a nice little sauce. And when it comes to the cream, you may end up needing a little more or a little less, just depending on how you want your sauce to come out. Okay, first thing I want to do is to go ahead and just get my broccoli cut down a little bit into nice bite-sized pieces. Now, something that you can do on these stems, you can, believe it or not, use that stem. I take the very bottom off, but other parts will cook up just fine. All right. Now, there we go. That will make a nice batch of broccoli right there. This and those leaves I don't really care for. I'm gonna leave them aside. I have a small pot right here just for cooking these up. And all I'm gonna put in the bottom is maybe a 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup of water. That's all that's gonna be necessary. And it'll cook up some beautiful broccoli for us. There we go. And I like to just go ahead and give it a light sprinkle with salt as I'm cooking that up. Now, let me switch pans for us here. We can discuss our sauce. When we're making a sauce like this, it's a very basic, simple little thing. We need some butter, and we need something to cause the sauce that we're making to become thick. And that is flour. So we cook our flour in the butter only for the sole purpose of cooking off the flour flavor, okay? So I'm going to put a medium-low flame under this, which will melt that butter, and we will get on with making what we call in the food world a roux. A roux is how we start by thickening all kinds of different sauces. I could use a roux mixed with beef broth. That would be very interesting, wouldn't it? Make you a nice little gravy. So, a lot of things that roux do for us. All right, so I have my butter melted now. I'm just going to sprinkle in my flour there. There are 2 ways of doing a roux. One is a thick roux, and the other is a thin roux. Now, some chefs really like just a thick, pasty roux, and that's what they cook with, okay? Me, I generally like mine to be a little more on the thin side. So, more of a bubbly concoction, just like you see right here. I like this because I find it a lot more controllable when I'm making my sauce. If you're wondering what I mean by more controllable, what I'm talking about is when I go and pour this in here, I want my cream to not have to be poured in slowly and brought up. And if it's a thick roux, you have to do it that way. You add a little cream and thin that roux, and add a little more and thin it, and add a little more. And then slowly it becomes this wonderful white sauce. However, if you do it this method, where you have a little bit more butter relative to the amount of flour you're using, then you can get away with adding your cream in there in a large amount. And you'll see what I mean in just a moment. I want to give this long enough to cook, and it's usually 2 or 3 minutes at least. So my roux has cooked here, and now I have lightly browned flour. You see that? A little darker than the color of a peanut, and that's just perfect. See how much I put in there at once? Wasn't that interesting? Instead of having to work it into a thin situation, I just start out getting it there right off the bat. No lumps, no problems, and it's all because of the way we did that roux, being a thinner roux. Isn't that beautiful? So as this comes up in temperature, I'm going to be able to work my cheese in this. If I need to thin it at all I have to do is just add in a little bit of extra cream. That'll take care of that problem. Now I'm going to start with just a pinch of salt. We'll start working in our cheese. I want to give this some time. This really needs to be about 150 degrees before that cheese starts to melt easily. And it's already starting to do its thing here, so we've got a good temperature going on. And I'm running about a medium heat underneath this, which is a bit on the high side. But I am getting this done quickly. Now, I'll go ahead and turn on my back burner, and we're going to get that broccoli cooked up. Smooth, easy, delicious, cheesy. Ladies and gentlemen, an easy way to make a beautiful cheese sauce, isn't it? Just a little extra cream here. I'm going to use to thin my mixture. All right. I started with about 6 ounces of cheese. So it's going to give us a very cheesy kind of sauce. And quite a bit of it. So I'm just going to add in the rest of that. That was a total of about 1 1/3 cups of heavy cream. Just not a lot of work, was it? So now you know, making a very simple sauce for the family is going to be easy. Now I've just turned off the heat to my front burner because I don't need to heat this anymore. I have my cheese sauce. It's made, it's beautiful, it doesn't need any further cooking. It just needs to be treated well, basically left alone. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover it. By covering it, it keeps steam in there, keeps moisture in, and helps to keep your cheese sauce from forming a skin across the top of it. All right, we have the broccoli steamed up and ready to go. Oh yeah. I can say this, that as an adult, I have certainly learned to appreciate my broccoli. I really have. And, you know, this is just a treat from the past that I'm really looking forward to. We have our beautiful little cheese sauce that we made there. Oh, this is as simple as, let's have a little cheese sauce. Now, with something like that going on, the kids should enjoy their veggies. So that's what we just did. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Not hard, folks. You're gonna like it. It's a tasty treat. Well, now, a blast from the past. That is delicious. Oh, I tell you, a great way to bump up broccoli. Just so easy to do. You've seen that not a lot of ingredients, not a lot of work, but you get a whole lot of flavor. So please try this one. You're gonna love it. Folks, thanks for watching. Please take a look in the description box. My links are there for the recipes that I have, other merchandise that I have for Texas Cooking Today, my aprons, caps, shirts, and more. So please take a look. Thank you very much for watching this, and please subscribe if you haven't. Drop me a comment. A thumbs up is always a nice thing to do. And thank you, folks. You have a blessed day. Thank you.